Hello students, welcome to Evolution and Society. My name is Crystal Pierce and I'm going to be your instructor for this summer. So this fully online course begins on Monday, June the 6th, but I went ahead and opened up the Blackboard course a little bit early, just in case there were some folks who wanted to sort of peek around, take a look at the syllabus, take a look at the schedule, see what types of things we are going to be doing this summer. And as part of that, I also wanted to give you a little welcome and introduction video to the course as well. So a little bit about me. I have been at Harper since 2008, full-time for the past, 5 years now, and I teach this course as well as our Bio 103 and Bio 104 environmental biology courses. I'm excited to be teaching this course. This is one that I don't get a chance to teach very often, but when I do, it's always a lot of fun. So the thing I like most about 105 is it's very personal. It's things that we can relate to, right? So once we learn the basics about how heredity and traits work, we can really apply that to lots of different things in our everyday lives. So I like how the learning content, what you're going to be learning this summer, is really relevant to sort of you personally. So let me give you just a quick overview of the way that I lay my course out. We use Blackboard. For those of you who are current Harper students, you're very familiar with Blackboard, as that is what all of your instructors have been using. For those of you who might be visiting us from another institution, so you're home for the summer and you're trying to take some classes, I'll give you a brief overview of Blackboard. It perhaps could be different than some of the other learning management systems you use at your home institution. So every week I'll be posting a weekly announcement on our announcements page. This will also go out to you via email. The announcement is going to give you an overview of what work needs to be completed that week. I typically do this as both written and write out instructions, and then I also do a quick video just to kind of touch base with everyone. So that'll be here on a weekly basis. So right now, the only thing is going to be the welcome message. But if you are accessing the course on Monday, you will also see then a week 1 introduction, and that will be posted here as well. Please make sure you take a look at the syllabus, the official course syllabus. It has all of the, again, relevant information about the course, the meeting dates, right? We meet from June 6th until July 31st. That's our summer semester. We are an asynchronous class, which simply means that while there are weekly assignment due dates, there are no live sessions. So there's never a time that you have to set aside and say, oh, I have to be here to get a lecture or get information. All the information is here. It's posted weekly for you, and it's accessible anytime you are available. But I do follow a weekly schedule. My weeks are Monday through Sunday. So material will be available beginning Monday, the first day of the week, and assignments that are due that Sunday evening. So in general, we're going to cover anywhere from 2 to even possibly 3 topics a week. I don't want to call them chapters because we're using an OER text, and the way that the text is kind of set up, it's not really fully chapters. So you'll notice in the readings, assigned readings here, they're more or less sections of different chapters that you're reading. But really, we're going to focus on topics. So we're covering anywhere from 2 to 3 topics at a time, depending on the week. And those topics are sort of broken down into starting with really basic information, right? So what is heredity? What is genetics? What is DNA? What are cells? We're going to learn all about that stuff first. And then we're going to build from there, okay? So we're going to use that base knowledge and build on that base knowledge to talk more about heredity, traits, and applications of those in things like healthcare and agriculture and other places as well. So all that important information is in the syllabus, but I've also broken it out for you so that a quick glance, you don't always have to be pulling up your syllabus for things. So I have the schedule, okay? So for our next few weeks, basically I've kind of broken things up into 2 parts, part 1 and part 2. There will be 2 exams in the class. In addition to the exams, I do have some weekly assignments. Those weekly assignments include participating in a weekly discussion, which is fairly straightforward, and then also these adaptive practice exercises, which I have a whole other video that shows you what those are, but those are based on the reading that I've assigned to you. And so you read the chapter, and then there's a little quiz that goes along with it, and you have to get 10 questions in a row right, and then you complete the quiz, and it'll keep asking you different things based on your level of knowledge. So they're fairly simple, they're fairly straightforward, and I like that they are directly applicable to the reading materials. And I'll show you other materials that I have available for you in each module so that you can master the content. So the course is pretty simple. We're doing exams, we're doing these discussion posts, we're doing weekly assignments. The other sort of one kind of big, I always like to include one project for all my online classes, right? So something that gives me a way to understand your summary of the knowledge at the end, right? So exams can tell me something, okay? They tell me a little bit, but these projects tell me more. They tell me what you learned, what you retained, and what was interesting to you. So we will have a very simple project. I call it the Creative Media Project. I'll show you where the information about the project is. It's due at the very end of the course, so there aren't multiple deadlines for that. It's just something to keep an eye on, and I'll keep you posted with information and give you more details as we get further along in the semester. And then the last thing I do is I do these weekly check-in questions using a website called Socrative. So it essentially is really simple. It just asks you a few basic questions about something you learned, right? And then I also will then say, hey, do you have any questions about material? And that's your chance to actually say, you know what, I didn't really understand something. I need some more help with that, because sometimes students are sometimes hesitant to reach out to me via email, right? Which you always should. Please, please, please always reach out to me via email. But sometimes it's easier just to post a question in a given place for questions, and then I can answer those. So I'll show you how I'm going to do that in just a minute. So this is the syllabus again. Please read the whole syllabus. This is just the snapshot, like the finer points of what you need, but please make sure you read the entire syllabus. Faculty information. My information is here. Again, because this is summer, I'm not on campus. Everything's online. If you need to set up an appointment with me, I'm more than happy to do that with you. We can meet via WebEx, or Blackboard Collaborate is another way that we can do this. Zoom. There's all kinds of ways that we can arrange online meetings these days. But if there really is something truly that you'd like to discuss with me in a more face-to-face personal environment, I'm more than happy to do that with you. Just please understand that I don't have necessarily set office hours this summer. So I have two boys that'll be home with me all summer, and so I'm working around their schedules, and I'll do my best to accommodate any requests that you have for a meeting. The additional information folder has some really important details, so please don't skip over this. The first important detail is how you're going to register for my online class for those adaptive practice modules that I mentioned. So I use a website called CK12, and our textbook is in the CK12. Actually, let me show you the book that we're going to be using. Apologies, it's taking a second to pull up here. Here it is, CK12 College Human Biology. This is the textbook that we're going to be using. So then from this book, you will have, again, different sections that I will assign as readings, and then also you'll have those adaptive practice exercises, right? So in order to access those practice exercises, and so that I know you've done them, you need to actually join my class. So here's all the information that you need, and then again, I have a whole other video. I'm going to show you where the video is at on the registration process, how to access the assignments. It's all very straightforward, but this is the actual registration info right here, and you have to do this, otherwise I don't know that you've completed my assignments. Course rubrics. This is how I grade discussion posts. This is how I grade essay questions on the exams, those types of things, so that's important too. This folder contains information about, again, that media project I mentioned. I'm not even going to go there right now, right? So this is just a really brief introduction to the course. We'll talk about the media project much later. Privacy statements and copyright statements are pretty straightforward. Please don't disseminate materials from this course anywhere, including but not limited to places like Course Hero, etc., etc. Well, you're going to be spending most of your time is here on the Learning Modules link. So this is where all of your weekly materials are going to be found. There are two modules open right now. Start here, Course Orientation, and then Week 1. So I've got them both open. Course Orientation is really just a module to help you get ready for the course. So under here, under module activities, I give you more information. So there's this welcome video. Please note that as I'm recording this video, it's going to replace my video from last summer. So don't be confused by that. When you see it, there'll be a brand new video here. I also have information about submitting assignments. If you're new to Blackboard, you've never used it before, it's straightforward, but I'm going to let you watch a video to show you how. This is the video I was talking about with adaptive practice. I used the same materials when I taught this course last summer. So there's no need to update the video. It is from last summer, but everything still applies. The only thing that's different is the name of the class. So instead of Bio 105 Summer 2021, it's Bio 105 Summer 2022. So it should be pretty self-evident. But again, everything else is sort of the same. It's just a slightly different class because, again, I recorded this for last summer, but we're doing the same stuff. So no need to recreate the wheel if you don't have to. This tells you more about Blackboard. This gives you tips on the discussion board and how I grade a discussion board posts, complete with examples, right? So example initial posts, example responses, sort of what I'm looking for. If you miss points, it'll be because you're not completely answering the question. It's because you're not completely replying to another student, those types of things. So that is part of the intro materials. For the assignments in the intro material, all I want you to do is introduce yourself. That's it. Just tell us who you are. So if you click on this link, it'll take you to our discussion board, and the intro post just has a couple of leading questions just so we know who we are and we can welcome each other to the class. I also have the first week's materials up here as well. Again, I'm not going to go through that folder just because in the week 1 announcements, I'll talk you through that folder. But essentially, I'll give you just a quick layout of what my folders look like. So my folders look like this. I give you an overview of what we're going to be learning. I tell you what you need to do and what you need to turn in, as well as due dates for assignments. And then I break everything down into different folders. That's going to be a consistent layout week to week to week. You're always going to see that. Okay. So that's all I have for our intro video here. Again, I will give you more information about the topics you're going to be learning in the first week of class in another video. And then as the weeks go on, I'll fill in other pieces, right? So I totally glossed over the media project. We'll talk about that later. We don't need to talk about that right off the bat. What you need to do first and foremost is you need to sign up for that CK12 account. So remember, that's additional information here. You need to post to the intro board, right? Tell us about yourself, say hi, and give us a little information. And then again, make sure you please review the syllabus, okay, which includes the schedule, gives you an overview of what we'll be doing this summer. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. That is absolutely what I am here for. And I guess I said that I would tell you more about Socrative, but you know what? I'm going to do that in the next video. This video is long enough as it is. And there's always more time to tell you about those assignments later. So looking forward to a great summer with all of you. Please let me know if you have questions.